This is Wyatt Gelding that founded 4 years ago, and he's developed a lot of abscess in the hoofs, and there's a lot of draining to do, and there's a lot of hydraulic pressure done by this infection, and there's not a lot of blood flow that going into the foot right now. So we're going to try to release this. Um, I'm trying to trim a little bit of the necrotic parts, and trying to relieve a little pressure. Um, there's a lot of pressure that wants to come out through those weak spots, or they've been coming out through those weak spots. So we're gonna help it a little bit and open it up a little bit, and try to drain it, and then we're gonna try to open a window on the front to switch that drainage to the front of the hoof and not through the sole. We want to heal the sole, but first we need to get rid of all the necrotic stuff. Right now there's the window of an abscess there that I just opened, and it started bleeding. That's a good sign. I want all that pressure to get relief, and as much as possible without taking all the sole on the support of the foot, so you're kind of in between the sword and the wall. But we think we just done enough, and now we're going to try to flush the foot with this product called Whale Horse. It's a resin. It's a natural, all organic resin that comes from the Amazon jungle, and it's very, very safe to use. It's a very good healer. It heals very fast, heals tissue. Now I'm injecting it into the foot. I'm flushing the foot from all that infection with the Whale Horse, with this resin that is non-toxic, non-caustic, and it regenerates tissue. So it's very good stuff that I've been using for a lot of years now. You see all that necrotic stuff that is coming out of the hoof right now because I'm flushing it with this Whale Horse resin. See right there, there's no more bleeding because the Whale Horse also act as a coagulant. It stops bleeding as well as promotes healing, and doesn't allow bacteria to get in, to live in there. It kills bacteria on contact as well. It's amazing stuff. Now I'm packing it with dental impression material to give the frog support. So to support that bone column that it detaches from the lamina, wants to come down through the sole. Now I'm using a reverse shoe, and why I'm using this kind of shoes, because I don't want to compromise the circumflex artery with a shoe there. So and then we want to treat the abscesses. So I just put a reverse shoe. It's an open on the front, and to where it's easy to treat, and we can accelerate the breakover of the foot by an inch. Doing this, you can measure, you can you can put the breakover of the foot wherever you want. So that's very convenient. So I'm tacking on the shoe, and well, we hope that he's gonna get better. So you can see the abscesses. Now I'm putting a little bit of thrush off which is a medicine for thrush based on this same resin, well horse, with a little bit of Hessian violet. So you'll kill the bacteria on contact and it will heal damaged tissue. So it stays in the food a little longer, a little better than the well horse alone, but this is very safe to use as well. Now I am doing the resection of the wall, of the dorsal wall, to try to drain all this infection that is coming out through the sole. I wanted to switch that drainage to the front of the dorsal wall, or on the toe part of the hoof, the front part. So I'm cutting it with the Dremel. I'm making the cuts, the guides, and then I'm gonna just try to open that window all the way to the lamina. So I'm cutting a little bit of the wall with the nippers, the thick stuff, the main stuff, and then you have to get a little more careful, and you gotta get a different tool, to finish it, like a Dremel with a strawberry drill bit. Right here I'm finishing the procedure with Dremel. So there's a lot more refined work. You don't go so deep, and you can do a better job. So now I got to where I wanted. I Dremeled 2 spots in each side of the hoof to where it started bleeding. That's what I wanted, because it's going to start releasing the pressure through that front. Now I'm cutting off the dead lamina. All this lamina is dead. And then I want to nick the artery. And I want that hoof to bleed a little bit through the front. So I'm creating a different path of drainage. Instead of going through the sole, now it's going to start draining through the front of the hoof, and that's what we want. So now it's draining. I want to drain it for about 20 minutes. I want that hoof that has been with this infection for 4 years. There's been a lot of damage done, so it's going to be really hard to heal and slow healing process, but that's what we got to start with. So hopefully we'll get him a little better. Now what I'm doing is after I bled it for like about 20 minutes, I'm applying thrush off, which is also a hoof healing agent, and to create a coat. Now I'm spraying the well horse resin alone. It's a coagulant. It coagulates. It's a coagulant, blood coagulant. So all that bleeding is going to stop pretty soon. And this is why at 8 weeks after that shoe, and this is 1 week after the second set of shoes. So this is 8 weeks after the first day that we start the procedure. And he looks pretty good, and he feels pretty good, and this is just 8 weeks. We still got ways to go, but I think we're in the right path, and we're gonna get there. Hopefully we're in God's hands.